what I'd like to do is kind of make this Wednesday morning about like a pain relief program. So still talking about using doTERRA's MetaPWR. I want to include oils that are supportive for different things that go on in our body that cause us discomfort. And I want to teach you holistic tools for taking care of your structure, because that's kind of what this is all about anyway, right? Longevity.
Yep.
Do you guys like that?
Yep.
So I want to teach you some stuff about your structure. So I was just talking about this with Amy on the phone. So you know when your car goes out of alignment and you let go of the wheel and it goes, and you know that if you don't get the alignment fixed, like pretty soon, it's going to start wearing your tires in a weird way, right? That's kind of like the thing that we all know. We're like, oh crap, I got to go get this fixed. Otherwise this back left tire is going to rub weird and then I'll have to get that replaced. So the same thing for our body. So when we've got one of our joints or a movement in our feet, the foundation of your body out of alignment, it's going to rub the tires weird. So you're going to get a knee that's going to break down faster than the other knee. You're going to get a hip that's breaking down faster than the other hip, and so on. And it just travels up the body and throughout the spine, creating compression. So I want to show you guys something that I think is going to help. I will be adding in the equipment that I use, but today I'm just going to give you guys ideas on what you can already use around the house. So let me set this up here. If you've got a yoga block, or you could just roll up a towel, or you could double up a pillow. Let's see. You guys might even have a ball. Like if you had a pillow like this that you could double up, that might work, or a yoga block.
Okay.
Or if you actually have like a bouncy ball in the house, that would be amazing. What do you guys have around the house?
I have a yoga block
You got a yoga block?
somewhere.
I can
Yeah.
demo this for you real quick. I'll show you how to do it with the ball, and then I'll do it with the yoga block.
Okay.
So here, let me show you guys what my legs look like here. So my old pattern, or I might have to put this so you can see better in my little stool. My old pattern, which is very common, is you'll start seeing the legs dropping in, and then you start seeing the feet dropping in. You guys have seen this pattern before?
Yeah.
The other one that you'll see on people is where they put their legs back, and you'll see them standing at the line at the grocery store and their knees are locked. So you'll see this.
Mm-hmm.
So what I think is more common, what if you guys stand up, can you tell me which one you are? It could be something else too. Do you find that your knees are dropping together?
Yeah, a little bit, but my right knee is stiff right now because it's in pain. So it's kind of like locked.
Yeah, my knees are locked together.
So is it like this or like this?
They're like rubbing together.
Okay.
Like up against each other.
Okay. So for either pattern, this is going to be helpful for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this ball and I'm going to put it as high up in the crotch as it'll go. You guys know that I love crude. So this just plays in my wheelhouse. So what you'll see is as I put this ball high up in my legs here, do you see what happens with my leg alignment?
Mm-hmm.
See, look, now my ankles and my knees and my hips are directly underneath of each other.
Right.
So for me, I used to be much more like this, but having done this for the last couple of years, now I've rotated my femurs so that I have this space underneath.
Okay.
So we'll have the ball here. I walk my feet together. If you guys have something that you want to try this with, a pillow, a yoga block, you can follow along, or I can just show you. I make sure my feet are, my wiggly toes are open, but I've kind of brought my feet as close as I can together because I'm trying to pry open the top end of the pelvic floor and
Right.
get my femurs to rotate out. What I find in immediate relief from this is lower back pain.
Mm-hmm.
What it does in the pelvis here is, you know how like when you go to the chiropractor and then those two joints in your lower back,
Yep. Mine always are messed up.
those are the SI joints.
Yep.
So when you make space underneath the pelvis, it lets those SI joints get a sigh of relief. It goes, ah.
Right.
So that's the idea, that we're prying it open so that this can get some space back here.
Okay.
So I just want to give you guys some tools of how to help yourself. So then I just move the ball down a little bit and I make sure my toes are nice and spread. And you just keep moving all the way down. So it's reactivating this whole line, you know? And then if you're standing in the kitchen and you're doing dishes, I'll put the ball at my ankle. And that takes all the pressure off my spine. Because it's like reinforcing your foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? You're giving more stability, like when the Japanese go in to earthquake a building.
Right.
So it's very pain relieving having this around. I'm going to be continuing to share about using these balls. So if you guys want them, I can ship them to you. Otherwise, you can just go to the dollar store and try to find a ball.
I bought the little black ones, but they're in my, I haven't used them, but they're small. I need a bigger one.
Yeah, I can share different tools, but definitely that is a really great tool. One thing that we can all do now without any equipment, because the feet are so important. So we want all our toes to have space. And as people age, the toes start to kind of squeeze in.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll start seeing this.
So Kim, can I ask a question?
Huh?
This is all from like aging and just normal wear and tear on the body that this happens?
Yeah.
All this stuff? Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
the woman that created this, it's her name's Yamuna. That's why all the equipment's called Yamuna.
Mm-hmm.
She looked at everything and she's like, how do we like reverse what's happening? So the toes naturally will start to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see that on elderly people's toes.
Right.
They've squished in, and then you notice as people age, they start kind of shuffling and they start looking down, right?
Right.
When you start looking down, it's because you don't feel safe.
Right.
So had they kept their toes and that movement, they wouldn't feel unsafe.
Right.
So that's what we're preventing for ourselves.
Okay.
So something that I'll teach you guys is just like a way to wake up your legs and your feet before you go on your walk in the morning. You can easily do this along with me if you want. So I'm just holding on to my ballet bar, but you can hold on to a chair. So what I do is I just stick my heel right in front of me and I'm just gonna rock. And I'm bending my knee. And the reason I do that is because the muscles on the bottom of my heel connect all the way back up the back of my leg. So I'm stimulating that whole lengthening. Then the next thing I'm gonna do, so you wanna make sure your knee is tracking forward, so don't let it go in a weird direction. So now that we've stimulated the heel, the next thing we're gonna do is you're gonna try and track the outside of your foot to your pinky first, and then allow the toes to come down. And then bring the big toe back up, outside foot, rock back on your heel. step forward. So we're gonna stay on that outer edge of the foot. We're tracking pinky, and you're bending the knee, and then come to the big toe. Big toe up, piano toes, back to pinky, and then back in the heel. And this is where I do like a little hamstring stretch. So I'll take my hands on the top of my leg. I'm directing my whole leg. So I'm pushing it back and do a little hurdler stretch. And then I reach my foot forward. I'm coming back up, bending the knee, trying to get that outer side of the foot, pinky first, and then bring to the big toe, and then toe, come back up to pinky, and rock back, and then shake it out. And what you'll feel in your foot is, oh, I feel it propelling my leg forward easier. I don't know if you guys followed along with me or not. But even having done just this leg, I can feel that I'm more grounded and I can feel more alignment in that side. So we'll do the other side. So and then we're gonna press our heel and bend and rock forward and stimulating the muscle here. My thought with turning this Wednesday into a kind of like physical therapy session is if we're all taking this MetaPWR and getting pain relief, and now we kind of want to, like when I finally got out of pain and I haven't even thought about exercising in a few years, I'm like, now I want to get back into shape and I want to start teaching again. And so then we can all kind of stay together and get the relief, you know?
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, so once you've rocked and you've stimulated the muscles that are attached to the bone in your heel, now we're going to follow that outer edge of the foot. I'm kind of reaching my pinky first, and then try and come down one toe at a time to the big toe, bend your knee, and then big toe, kind of come back to that outer edge of your foot and rock back. You can do that hurdler hamstring stretch. If you can't feel the hamstring stretches, reach your hand back and lift up your butt.
Yeah, I feel it.
And then I'm going to bend the knee. I'm going to reach the pinky, trying to get that outer edge traced on the floor, and bring the toe down to the big toe. And big toe. So, you know, our walking pattern, it's cemented into your muscle memory.
Mm-hmm.
Walk the way you were taught. You walk like probably one of your parents.
Yep.
So this seems like, what am I doing? But we're trying to retrain your muscle memory so that you can have more access to your feet. Because we want tiger feet, tiger paws. We don't want hooves.
Right.
And then I reach back, hamstring. And I bend the knee forward, tracing the outer part of the foot, pinky. I know I'm making this look easy, and I know it's not easy. So it's just that I've been doing this for like 3 years. But I think that you guys can get a handle on it and wake up your toes, because you might notice like, oh, like 3 of my toes are like doing the same thing. They're not doing it.
Right.
You do it for a couple of weeks and they will start to separate and do their thing.
Okay.
It's worth it, because if you don't do it, then you'll end up with old people feet and you'll be in pain.
Okay.
And even people that are, you know, that their feet are all jacked up, there's hope for them too. It's just like helping them, you know, find the movement.
Right.
When they told me everything that was wrong with my feet, I bawled my head off.
Oh.
I'm like, I don't want anything to be wrong with me. But the reason why I can be kind of harsh on people is because I know it can be fixed.
Yeah.
So anyway, because I used to have, my pattern was like this my entire life. I've had to put like something on my knees because they would get raw from rubbing together.
Right. Yeah.
So now they don't, and it has nothing to do with my weight. You know, it's just the angle of the femur.
So it naturally
Yeah.
does that.
Yeah.
Kim, are the Yamuna balls, are they color coded? Like when you look on to order them, like there's a gold one and then there's black ones.
Yeah.
Is the one that you have that you were using between your legs? I'm looking at the one that the Yamuna that on Amazon that say save your shoulders, and there's a gold one and 2 black ones.
So a lot of the work that we do with the gold is for the entire body, but don't order it on the website. I get it at a better price, so I can mail them to you.
Okay.
Practitioner. So I highly recommend the gold. Something that I do a lot is I use 2 of the pearl balls because I have rib tightness. So I'll do my shoulders all the way down my arms, and I'll do my ribs. And then I do the back of my spine with these 2 balls, and then it doesn't require so much stability or strength. I can kind of just rely on like having two like kickstands. Because for many years I couldn't, I wasn't like the Pilates people, you know, they're like, I can balance on one ball and do all this fancy stuff. Like I had to use all kinds of pillows, like you can see on my floor, all my pillows.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not doing this in this kind of exercisey way. I'm doing this in a restoration way, so that when we do this, just know like, oh, well, I can't do that. It's like, no, like you're gonna bring all the pillows off the bed. Like this is gonna be very relaxing and working on, you know, getting the alignment back and getting that relief. So
Now the yoga block, is that something you'd put between your legs too, the same way as the ball?
you could do that. Yeah, it just feels better with a ball, but I was giving an option for those that don't have, you know, the proper equipment.
I don't have either. Yeah. Okay.
Did those balls come in the mail? Because I emailed them.
No.
They didn't?
Uh-uh.
Okay, so I'll email the lady because that was what, like a week, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll send her that email. So that was my foot fitness lesson. And if you were having pain in your feet, what I would recommend doing is get like your deep blue and lemongrass or aroma touch, copaiba. I really love using deep blue and aroma touch together. So I use a couple of drops each before I go to bed, and I'll massage it in with the coconut oil. Let me grab my aroma touch oils here. I got this cute like stainless steel stand, so that way I don't have to keep it in the box. So I think any of the aroma touch kit oils would be great for massaging your feet, just because we're trying to get the pliability, and then just massage up the legs for circulation, get in your knee. I know that Joe, you've got a knee thing too, right?
Very much so. I've had both replacements and I keep tripping over my dog and damaging them.
Oh, geez. Okay, let me show you what I would do for your knee, like on a daily. So you could lean up against your bed or the bottom of the couch. Oh, let me get another ball. You could sit on a pillow. So I've got this big beanbag pillow. Make it easy. And then you take either the gold ball or a pearl ball. I'll put the gold here because I want to stimulate the hamstring first, because if you want to test to see what this is feeling like, I just like look at my knee. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And there's 4 quadrants. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm like, okay, what does it feel like when I go to this corner? How tight is it? How does it feel at this corner? My tight corner is at the bottom outside. Ooh, it's actually kind of tight on this bottom inside too. So when I push the knee that direction, it doesn't really want to move that way. And then it's pretty easy right here. But that makes sense for me because it's like this outside edge of my leg where the fibula attaches, the bone right here. That's kind of where I've had tightness in the past. And also underneath the knee. If
That's
you
where
think
mine is, underneath.
underneath. So that is actually good news because that's easier to fix.
Okay.
Because that's just like, you think of all the muscles that are pulling
Yeah.
underneath and underneath. So the muscles underneath, if you think of like how somebody makes a pin cushion, you know, the pillow with the button in the middle. So your knee is like the button in the middle. And then, you know, if you imagine how would somebody put that button on that pillow? They had to sew underneath of it and pull it down.
Right.
So that's all the muscles underneath. It's popliteus and soleus, all these muscles that attach. So you would put a ball underneath your hamstring there, and then you take another one underneath this knee. And you just kind of hang out. You could watch TV. And I'm like playing around with the angle of my foot. Let me move this pillow. You can see better. With my whole leg. And I just kind of like help it soften underneath. You know?
Right.
Kim, would that help also for the hip area?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I think we could do a whole series, you know, for all of us. This is kind of like my reward for my doTERRA team. Like I can teach you all this cool stuff that cost me thousands of dollars to learn.
Hey, puppy.
Ready. So I just take it from behind the knee. This ball is stabilizing underneath of my, you can either sit on your your sit bone if you want, like right on your butt. And that way you're kind of getting that length from here to here. And then I just keep moving the ball down my calf, and I can roll it side to side, and it gets this like really great relief, especially if that's what you've been feeling, the tightness underneath the knee. You probably have really tight calves too.
Yeah.
You know, so I just sit and I take the time for myself and I stimulate so you can make your wetsuit fit you again. You know, it feels super duper good in the Achilles area. And then after you do this, this is when you'd use your oils. So I'd be like aroma touch and lemongrass and copaiba, you know, being extra, extra nice. Make a whole spa at your house.
Nice.
Right? You feel so proud of yourself. You're like, wow, I did my balls. I did my oils. And now I'm going to sleep like a queen.
Yeah.
You know? It's just these simple tools, and see how I'm keeping it all in alignment.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So
But we're not all little like you, Kim.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if I get my hiney below my
I'll
knee,
probably
I
break
can't
the
get
ball.
So this is where the pillows come in. So see, I sit on the pillow, and then I've got the bed as where I'm going to put my back.
Okay.
So this is not just for little people like me. It's for anybody. You just have to pillow up. So you can sit on the pillow. I've got support like the back of the couch, the back of the bed.
Right.
I take the ball, put it behind the knee so that you can make sure you set yourself up for success, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I teach people. It's like, this isn't meant to be like that more is better thing, or if I'm not doing it how they're doing it, then I'm not doing it right.
Mm-hmm.
The idea is that you pillow up and make sure that you can see there's alignment. Like, okay, like if my knee is like torquing weird, then that means I need to get another ball underneath.
Right.
So like, does this look more doable?
Yeah.
Sitting on a pillow?
Mhm.
Kim, if we can't get down on the floor, can you do that on the bed?
Yeah. So there's actually a whole in bed routine. It's like amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. So Yamuna, she was going to go teach a class in, I think like somewhere in Italy. And right before she gets on the plane, she slips and falls and breaks her collarbone. And she's like, well, she was so committed to like, I have to go because everyone's going to be there in Italy for this class.
Right.
So she's like, screw it. She's like, she got on the plane and she gets to the hotel and she tells the hotelier, like, you have to bring mattresses down to the studio because I'm going to teach it laying in bed. So that's
Oh
how
my
In
gosh.
Bed with Yamuna was born.
Wow.
And so many of the ways I use her equipment is laying in bed.
Nice.
Yeah. So I can actually demo next time some in bed
Cool.
stuff for releasing
Cool.
shoulders and hips, things of this nature. I'm really passionate about the feet and the jaw.
Mhm.
Those are like the two things I really like teaching,
Right.
but the in bed stuff is really fun too. So
Awesome.
yeah, I think that we're going to be in really great shape. We'll get our inflammation down and use our MetaPWR, the collagen for rebuilding connective tissue. And then we'll be motivated, you know, to like,
How long does that take him? Because I have mine on order. It's coming in the mail, but you said like 3 weeks?
for
to
me,
kick
it was
in?
about 3 weeks before I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, my pain level is so much better,
Okay.
you know? So it's just different for everyone depending on what needs help.
Right.
So like if you're like you've had, you know, some autoimmune things happening, right?
Mhm.
So just know that you're doing the right thing and just let it, you know, because I don't know how the story is going to unfold.
Right.
But I mean, other people are like, oh my God, I've lost 20 pounds. I'm like, I didn't, like I've lost maybe 5, but I kind of don't care as long as I'm not hurting. My skin does look better though.
Yeah.
That's important to me.
That's a plus.
Yeah. You guys have questions?
I think you answered them.
Or any ideas? Are you like, would you be able to do this or that? Or because I can take requests. I want to definitely do, I want to do hips, I want to do knees, feet, spine, shoulders, jaw, all of it.
Yeah, knees and hips.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Right now I'm feeling called to put aroma touch on my chest for some reason. Yesterday, I just started doing my breathing exercises again. You guys have heard of Wim Hof?
Yeah.
So I was doing it regularly when I was in a lot of pain, and it really, really helped get my anxiety and get my pain level down. I think my anxiety was cranking up the pain.
Yeah.
It was early in my recovery, and I did Wim Hof several times a day, and that gave me so much relief. So, and I know that for my frame, I need to get my rib cage open. So I'm committing to myself to do the Wim Hof breathing every day.
That's the 4, 4, and 4, right?
Huh?
Is that like you breathe in for 4, hold for 4, and then?
No,
Oh.
we can do it now. You guys want to do 2 rounds?
Yeah, because my patients could really probably use that.
Yeah, let me pull it up.
I could teach them.
Just play. It's so easy. You just play the YouTube video. Because his voice is so amazing. You can't really
I
recreate
think
it.
I watched it once or twice. I think you recommended it before.
So how it goes, it's let's see how it's 30 breaths. They're continual breaths of breath in, breath out, breath in, breath out through your mouth.
Okay,
And at the end of the 30th breath, you exhale everything and you hold for 30
Okay.
seconds. And so you just follow along with his voice. But if you can't hold it, then don't, but we'll just do 2 rounds.
okay.
When you're starting a business, every dollar counts. But make a wrong move and you could.
Okay, let me shift this back.
Hi, guys.
Okay, so I'll start this for us. If you want to turn your video off because you'll be breathing weird and you don't want it recorded, that's a good choice. So I'm going to stop my video and I'll go ahead and start it, okay?
Okay,
Come. This is a guided breathing session. Relax to the deepest. Lie down, sit down, whatever it takes. Relax. Are you ready? Here we go. Round number 1. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Go with the flow of the breath. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. Into the belly, into the chest, and let go. Like a wave. Make it circular. Fully in and letting go. Just keep on going. No pause between inhalation and exhalation. And more. Fully in, let it go. Five more. Let's give it all we got. Last one. Fully in and let go. All right. 30 seconds breath hold from now on. Be in this moment. Let the body do what the body is capable of doing. Be aware of your heartbeat. Slow it down and just be in this moment. Okay, recovery breath in, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath in and hold for 15 seconds. Exhale in 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Round number 2. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. In, out. In, out. In, out. Into the belly, into the chest, and let go. Like a wave. Make it circular. Fully in and letting go. Just keep on going. No pause between inhalation and exhalation. 10 more. Fully in, let it go. Nice, deep, circular breaths. Five more. Let's give it all we got. Last one. Fully in. And on the exhale, stop. 1 minute breath hold from now on. Feel, become aware of your body. If your hands and feet are tingling, or you feel your body temperature is changing, that's okay. You're doing fantastic. If you need to breathe before I give the cue, that's okay. You are almost there. Do you want to prolong your breath hold? Pause the video now and continue when you feel the urge to breathe. When you're ready, fully in and hold for 15 seconds. Exhale in 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Round number 3.
I feel better.
Good. Good stuff.
Yeah, that's a really easy tool to share with somebody. And they can do it anytime. Everybody's got a phone. They can click on YouTube. So I like pairing my oils with it. I wouldn't do this driving or operating heavy machinery.
Mhm.
You might pass out. So just let people know, like, you might be lightheaded. Like right now, I'm on a nice little pink puffy cloud. Wouldn't be operating machinery.
Mhm.
So I've put Aroma Touch on my chest. Now I'm gonna put lavender. Just like, I know everybody's got that spot in their body that needs support. For me, it's been my chest and my rib cage, and that's why I'm feeling like really called to doing the breathing every day. I like this. I like having, I want to make this our like pain support group for Wednesdays. So, and this will be like a place where we can do that.
Cool.
Yeah. So you want to do a like a private consult with me probably if you want to figure out which balls to get. I would definitely get the foot wakers. Let me grab it. These are like the foundation of your body. We're working on this. You can do this sitting in a chair, and we can do like what we talked about, like where you stimulate your heel and then you do the outside and you bring the toes over. There's a lot of stuff you can do with stretching the toes to keep that movement going, you know, especially if you've been experiencing joint failure up the body. That means definitely we need to work with the feet. So foot with these are called foot wakers. And then I recommend 2 of the pearl balls because I do everything with 2. And then 1 gold and then the 2 black. These are the bed balls. But I recommend the black. Because then when we do all the in-bed stuff, this is the ones that you follow, like your sacrum going out to your hip joints and then down your
Right.
strings and back up the spine and through the shoulders. You know, as people are aging, you start noticing the shoulder rolling in.
Mhm.
That's kind of how you know if your shoulders are tight. You look in the mirror. If you've got how many knuckles are showing in the mirror, then you know that your shoulder is rotated. So ideally you want just your thumbs presenting. That means that the joint is rolled back the where it should be. So we can go, next time I'll show you guys how to use the ball on the wall. So it's not on the floor. So that you can start opening up your shoulder. And yeah, so I'm excited to do this.
Me
Anyway,
too.
thanks for joining.
You're welcome. Thank you for showing.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Mhm.
See you next Wednesday.
Okay.